po si G. Tonji, mainit na usapang ang immigration sa ating komunidad. Kaya naman simulan natin ang ating Buena Mano ngayong araw na ito mula sa Reeves, Miller, Zhang and Diza Law Firm.
This immigration update is brought to you by Reeves, Miller, Zhang and Diza, a professional law corporation.
Kasama natin dito on Kababayan Today, Attorney Eric Welsh is here mula sa Reeves, Miller, Zhang and Diza Law Firm for our immigration updates. Welcome to Kababayan Today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for making the time to be here. Everybody in our community, not just in the Filipino community, but everybody's talking about all these mass deportations. Now, I personally love Obama, but is it true that out of all presidents of the United States, most people have been deported under Obama?
Sadly, that is true. And Obama has done a lot of good, has made a lot of positive changes for the immigration community, but he's also deported a lot of people, put a lot of people into court.
Okay, so let's talk about this. I know that there was this mass deportation that happened in 2015, but mostly for Central America, right? This was, are Filipinos affected by this?
Well, yes. Anybody who's in the United States without lawful status is subject to removal, meaning that they can be picked up, they can be put into proceedings to be removed, and they do have the opportunity to seek relief.
Okay, so let's talk about that relief, because let's say we know someone who's gotten those proceedings that you will be deported for one reason or another. How do we give these people hope? What hope do they have? Can we share what their options are?
Absolutely. There's a lot of options that a person might have. They might be able to apply for asylum, withholding of removal. They might be able to apply for adjustment of status, marriage to a U.S. citizen. Another form of relief is called cancellation of removal. Cancellation
of removal. So you basically cancel out the fact that they're going to be taken out of this country for good.
Correct. Okay. Absolutely. And get a green card. And also in the process, work authorization while you're applying for the benefit.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that this is possible if you get an attorney who can look at your case and basically find out what steps you can take, even though they've already discovered you've been here illegally?
That's right. Yes. Now, there are certain criteria to be eligible for cancellation of removal.
Okay, so let's talk about that criteria. Just in case kung meron kayong alam, you might fall under this category, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So first requirement, you have to be in the United States for at least 10 years, continuous physical presence in the United States for 10 years before they start proceedings against you.
Okay. So if you've been here, even if you were here illegally for 10 years, that counts?
Absolutely. Physical presence.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what status you had, lawful or not.
Okay, all right. And then another criteria that you must have.
You got to have good moral character during that period. The second is that you have to have...
What do you mean by good moral character? That means you've never been arrested, never been...
Well, not necessarily not arrested, although another criteria is that you can't have certain disqualifying criminal offenses. If you do have a criminal record, you're going to have to talk to an attorney to make sure that you are eligible for it. Certain criminal offenses might disqualify you. Certain acts might qualify as an act of bad moral character, but it's a complicated area. You need to have specific analysis to determine if you're eligible because of criminal conviction, if there's some argument that can be made that you're still eligible despite a criminal conviction, or if the criminal conviction is old enough.
Okay. Parking tickets and moving violations aren't included, right?
Not an issue.
Okay, okay. All right. And then you were also talking about exceptional and extremely unusual hardship. Could you explain that to us?
Absolutely. So the final and perhaps the most difficult eligibility criteria is the proof of exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to a qualifying relative. That's a spouse, parent, or a child, someone who's under 21. Proof of that can be very difficult. There are a lot of factors that go into an analysis of when you've met that standard. It's a hard standard. It means something above and beyond the hardship that any person would experience if a family member is taken from them. So things like medical issues, severe financial stress, establishment in the community. If you've got kids who are raised in this country, maybe with special needs or with medical needs, you might be able to prove a case for hardship.
Okay, so I suggest mga kababayan, if you find yourself in this predicament na you have gotten a letter that you will be deported, now is the time to seek legal counsel, yes?
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Eric, Attorney Eric rather, thank you so much for giving us advice this morning. It's so important that our kababayans know what their options are. Like I said, please make sure that you talk to someone that knows what they're talking about, right? And you only get to do that when you seek legal counsel. So thank you so much for being here. And please, how can people get in touch with your office?
Sure. Well, we recommend just give us a call at our phone number, 626-795-6777. You can also reach out to us on our webpage, rreeves.com. We're happy to take your call, your email. We're happy to help you out. Just set up a consultation and meet with us in our office.
Okay, and then obviously, if we have Tagalog speakers, are there people in your office that can help with that?
Certainly, yes. We have many Tagalog speakers in our office. We're fully staffed, so we can help you with any of your needs.
Okay, that's the most important thing. Siyempre, kailangan natin ng makakausap natin na makakaintindi ng ating sitwasyon, di ba? And thank you so much for being here once again. Remember, get in touch with Reeves, Miller, Zhang, and Diza. They will assess the strengths and weaknesses of a possible claim. They're very selective with the cases they put forward. They're going to be honest with you about the viability of the case. And if you don't qualify for that, there are also other options. Before we go, we want to talk about the DACA, which is Deferred Action of Childhood Arrivals, and a provisional waiver.
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
Can you just touch upon that just briefly?
Absolutely. So DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, that's for somebody who entered this country before they turned 16 and for someone who is under the age of 31 as of June 12th, 2012.
Okay.
So it's a specific criteria. Right now there's a proposal to lift that upper age gap, but we haven't seen that go through yet. It's still in litigation in the Fifth Circuit.
Right. We're crossing our fingers. Once again, Attorney Welsh, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Magbabalik tayo. Kasama natin ang jeepney mula sa New York City, si Nicole Fonseca. We'll be right back.
This immigration update is brought to you by Reeves, Miller, Zhang, and Diza, a professional law corporation.